In this video, we'll learn about how to use the Floriani Fusion software to open and save embroidery designs, and about the different formats that you can use with the program. And Floriani uses the Floriani WAF format as our main format, and so anytime you open a design and make any changes to it or add text or create your own designs, you should always save it as the Floriani WAF format, and that'll be your main format. But of course, your embroidery machine won't be able to stitch that WAF file. That's really the one that you'll use with the program. When you want to stitch it, you'll want to save it to the machine format of your choice, and then if you need to make edits later, remember to come back to the Floriani WAF file, because it'll give you the most capabilities for editing, and you'll learn a lot more about that as we go through these videos. But essentially, up at the top is where you have your new, open, and save buttons, and if you click on new, it will open up a new kind of like empty workspace where you could begin to create an embroidery design and make some text or whatever you want to do there. But notice that I still have the design I was previously working on, and so you get little tabs at the top of the workspace for every design that you open or start. And so if I choose on the Open tool, it will allow me to browse to any location in my computer and click on a file to see a preview of what that image is. And when you look in the files of type sort of window, you can see all of the different formats that the Floriani Fusion software can open. And so there's lots of different machine embroidery formats here, as well as some artwork formats like SVG and JPEG. And so essentially the open button is what you'll use to open any file that the Floriani Fusion software is capable of opening. Once you select an embroidery design, it will tell you information like what size is it and how many colors and how many stitches. And if you want to open the design, you simply click on the button that says open, and it comes onto your screen. And so now you can see that I have 3 different tabs on my screen. One of them is just called Design 4 and has never been saved before. One of them was the baby whale that we just opened, and the other one was kind of like my title slide for the beginning of the video. If you wanted to embroider any of these designs, then you would need to save the file to a machine format such as PES or JEF, and there's a large list. So to be able to save to a machine format, I would use the File drop-down menu. And instead of choosing Save, which would simply save the file with the same name and the same format in the same location that it's already been saved, when you choose Save As, it'll allow you to make changes. And so first of all, I could browse to any location of my computer and maybe find like a USB stick that I wanted to save my design onto. And then I could change the file type to be any format that I wanted to. So if you had a brother machine, you could choose the PES format. Depending on how new your machine is, you might want to choose, kind of higher numbers, but any one of these should work. Once I choose that, it's ready to save the design with the name appliquepuppy.pes. If you want to change the name, you can type any name you want in here, but when you click save, you will now have saved this design onto your USB in the PES format. And of course, then you can take that to your embroidery machine and go ahead and stitch away. When you're done sewing, if you have any edits that you want to do, then you'll want to come back to the Floriani WAF file, and that would be the one that you would want to save first. So when you choose File and Save As, notice that one of the options, in fact kind of the default option, is the Floriani WAF file, and you can change it to any format, but just reminding you to always make yourself the WAF file, because then it's easy to change the fonts or change the text or make other changes, which we'll learn more about later. And so that's a little bit about opening and saving embroidery designs and a little bit about formats using the Floriani Fusion software.